No holds barred. I'm not going to cut people slack.
Fox is the one place where dissent is allowed.
We have voices. We won't be silent.
Who controls my voice? Nobody.
Fox News Channel. Real news, real honest opinion.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jesup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jesup.
Andrew Cuneo here. It's summertime in South Georgia, and the only thing hotter than being outside is the hot deals at Mike Birch Ford. With up to $12,000 off new F-150s, there's no better time than now to purchase the truck of your dreams. So stop the search and call Mike Birch Ford today. Andrew Cuneo here. It's summertime in South Georgia, and the only thing hotter than being outside is the hot deals at Mike Birch Ford. With up to $12,000 off new F-150s, there's no better time than now to purchase the truck of your dreams. So stop the search and call Mike Birch Ford today.
Good morning. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO FM in Jesup, 105.5 on your FM dial. Butch Jeopardy here with you along Bob Morgan on this Monday morning, and we do appreciate you tuning in. It's now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, located on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jesup, and also brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
Good trip up to Columbia, huh?
Had a great time.
Had a great time. Went up there, saw a game, saw the Georgia Bulldogs put up on the Gamecocks. And you didn't talk trash to any of the Gamecock fans, did you, Bob?
I'm afraid I did.
I didn't think that you were mellowing in your older age there. I'm not saying you're old, Bob, but not like you were when you're 20s and 30s and 40s. Still in your 50s, you're still talking trash to the opposing team fans, right?
That's part of it, see.
Now, were you sitting in a Georgia area, or you had a lot of Gamecock fans around you?
It was kind of mixed, but
Was
I
it
had a great
mixed?
seat.
You had great seats?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sitting in row 6 with Mark Surdich and Bob Smith and Zach Smith. Had a great seat. So.
All right. Well, good. And I did not know because I didn't see it. You were actually on TV for a few seconds.
I was on TOC because they sent me, if I kept on route home, everybody kept sending me the same picture. So.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't seen. I got the broadcast DVR, but I hadn't seen it yet. So I had to go back and watch it.
Okay. Well, you just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk more football in a little bit right now, but we have some special guests in here this morning that have started a new business here in Jesup and Wayne County. We have Tom Smith in here. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning.
And also we have Holly Stevens. Good morning, Holly.
Good morning.
And you got to be close to the mic, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. And they're here with a Physical Therapy and Balance Center here in Jesup. And Tom, tell us a little bit about the business, where it's located, and all that kind of good stuff.
Well, our new office is located in the Piggly Wiggly Shopping Center between the 007 I-Girls and Piggly Wiggly. It's in the strip center there. So we're excited about the new build-out. Overhaul Construction really did a fabulous job in helping us line up that new facility, and we can't wait to get in it and get started.
Okay, now tell us a little bit about yourself, Tom, and of course, Holly, you can do the same thing, the qualifications of owning and operating a Physical Therapy and Balance Center here in Jesup.
Well, I started in therapy back in 1999 when the old hospital was here, so I've been around a long time, and I actually met Holly there as she worked there too, and when I was there doing clinical rotations while I was in PTA school, which is Physical Therapist Assistant, Holly was my CI at the hospital there, and so that's how we met. And later on, about 2010, we decided to go back to school to pursue our doctoral degree in physical therapy.
So should I be calling you Dr. Smith?
No, Tom will be.
I started a similar way. I started in 1997 as a physical therapist assistant, and like you said, went back to school in 2010. We both graduated from the University of St. Augustine with a doctorate degree in physical therapy.
University of St. Augustine? I didn't know there was a University of St. Augustine.
Yes, there is.
I know it's Flagler down there, but I didn't know about...
It's close to there.
It's close to... That's a beautiful building there, Flagler's been... but University... So you're both got doctorate degrees in physical therapy, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so you've started with the Physical Therapy and Balance Center here in Jesup. I understand from talking with you out in the green room, that is actually a franchise, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
With the home office located in Sarasota, Florida. It's a growing franchise. I think there are over like 300 offices now nationwide. In Georgia, there's about 9 or 10 of them.
Okay.
Baxley's probably the closest one to this.
And as I ask you out there, both of y'all, Tom and Holly, you decided to go on your own and have your own physical therapy practice. Why did you decide to go with physical? When we say physical, folks, they spell a little different to kind of stand out. It's FYZICAL, Physical Therapy and Balance Therapy. Why did you decide to go with them as a franchise instead of just hanging Tom's place up there or something?
Well, in the world today with the medical offices, it can be kind of hard to get started on your own. Physical offered us a whole host of resources all over the nation. So we have a whole host of other physical therapists at our disposal. We have a whole host of business experts at our disposal to kind of help us get started, provide us resources for starting this clinic.
So you've got a whole corporation there that you got behind you to help you be successful in your franchise and help you serve the patients.
Right.
It's kind of like a nationwide team. You know, we all kind of work together. We could call other offices and ask for experiences or help with this or that, and they'll offer any help that, we may need.
Okay, we got Tom Smith and Holly Stevens in here. I guess we should say Dr. Smith and Dr. Stevens in here this morning from Physical Therapy and Balance Center, opening up. You're already open, is that correct?
Today.
Today's
opening day.
Today. Well, it's amazing. We had the folks in from the Family Medical Center here the other day, and that was the first day they were open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from Southern Family Medicine, that's in Dr. Gary's office, and they were here the day they started their first day. So, Tom and Holly, y'all got a big event coming up this Friday. Why don't you tell folks about it?
We have ribbon cutting this Friday, starting at 10 o'clock.
Ribbon cutting through the Chamber of Commerce here in Jesup, Wayne County, right?
That's right. We're going to offer light refreshments, of course, the ribbon cutting, and then we'll tour the facility where we'll show people our balance rails. We have video goggles that we'll be providing demonstrations, and we also are going to offer a FootMax system for customized orthotics that we'll be showing people as well.
Well, good. Now tell us a little about the goggles. What is that?
The video goggles, one of the things that we treat as physical therapists in physical is vertigo or vestibular dysfunction. The video goggles help us to watch a patient's eyes and eye action. The eyes and the ears are very closely related to each other, so if there is an inner ear issue, the eyes will help us to decide or diagnose what's going on with the inner ear, and could be causing some of people's balance issues and vertigo problems. So we put the goggles on people, and that kind of puts them in the dark, but there's an infrared camera that lets us see what the eyes are doing. And like I said, that will help us diagnose their vestibular condition.
Now tell us all about the physical therapy that you'll be doing there. What you'll be treating for folks and why they should be coming to Physical Therapy and Balance Center here in Jesup.
We'll treat all forms of orthopedic conditions, vestibular conditions, just your normal ankle, knee, hip, back, shoulder issues as well. It won't be just balance, but we're focusing on balance through the rail system that we have to basically provide a safety mechanism or a safety harness for the patients. We like to treat patients with balance difficulties, people who've had multiple falls, whether they're at home or whether they're in their business or whatever the case may be. We provide we have a rail system to help us treat those patients. It's basically, it will allow us to do a hands-off treatment as opposed to holding onto a gait belt or worrying about them falling or being unstable in some kind of way.
Now, I guess a regular physical therapy that people think of, like if they go through some sort of like stroke or heart attack or accident or something like that, and they need to rebuild their muscles and bones and body and ligaments and all that kind of stuff. You will do that also?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if a person needs just about any type of physical therapy, check out Physical Therapy and Balance Center with Tom Smith and Holly Stevens. Just opening up today. What will your hours be there at your center?
We're going to be Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Friday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'll have somebody there all day on Friday, but we won't be treating patients after 1 o'clock on Friday.
Okay, and you say you'll have somebody there. Do you have an office person there?
Yes, sir.
And who's that?
Her name is Penny Manning.
Penny Manning, okay, and she's the person that folks will see when they first walk in, right?
Correct.
Okay, and Penny is from Jesup and Wayne County, or
Yes.
okay, Penny Manning, and y'all have y'all's opening. I see you got some specialty.
Yeah, we brought y'all some gifts here.
Got
Physical
t-shirts, physical therapy T-shirts, physical therapy and balance centers, Jesup, Georgia. Now, once again, they're located in the Piggly Wiggly Shopping Center between Piggly Wiggly and 007 Eye Care Center, with the girls in there. So right there. And that shopping center is getting just about filled up, isn't it?
It is. With Papa John's opening up, especially in the afternoons from like 12 to 5, 6 o'clock, that parking lot is a busy place.
Okay. So you're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. starting this morning. I hope Penny's there because you're not.
That's right.
What phone number should folks call for information and to make appointment?
912-256-5610.
5610. 912-256-5610. 912-256-5610. We've got Dr. Tom Smith and Dr. Holly Stevens in this morning from brand new physical therapy office here in town, Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, located here in Jesup in the Piggly Wiggly Shopping Center. And you got all kinds of information over there, Holly. What is all that?
There are some alarming facts about people who fall frequently. I was just going to go through a few of those quickly. Just some balance facts, and you'll see us post these around town probably. Just some interesting facts. 1/3 of the population over 65 falls every year. Falls are the leading cause of both fatal and non-fatal injuries in older adults.
Tell me about it. My dad did the same thing last November, still going through recovery.
Every 11 seconds, an older adult is treated in an emergency room for a fall-related injury. Every 19 minutes, an older adult dies from a fall-related injury. In 2013, 2.5 million non-fatal falls among older adults were treated in emergency room departments, and I'm sure that number has grown over the years. And then most fractures among older adults are caused by falls. All that culminates to a financial toll for older adult falls expected to increase as the population ages, and we have the baby boomers that are
yes, those baby boomers get older. Yeah,
that may reach 67.7 billion by 2020. It's just so.
What are the reasons behind that? You know, why do people when they get my age, 64, 65, and older, have problems
a lot
falling, or is it just because we hurt more when we fall because we're older? Which one is it? Why do we fall more?
Well, there's several different things that can be the cause of fall. Being inactive is one of the number one reasons. People lose their confidence, their strength, their balance, and then as a result of that, they become inactive, and it's a vicious cycle. The more inactive you become, the more you're likely to fall.
Also closely related to that is medications. You know, as we get older, we experience different problems, so we're taking different medications to combat some of those problems, and as a result, those medications build up, and it causes an equilibrium or unsteadiness in our gait and balance.
Okay.
A lot of people that are older get dizziness, and some people think that's just a normal part of aging. It doesn't have to be. Okay. There are things that can be done to treat dizziness.
Okay, so beer has nothing to do with this, right?
It may.
Well,
I'm just kidding. There's a lot of reasons. I was just wondering why, when folks get older, they have more problems with balance. You mean, you see this, you hear about it, and the thing that you worry about most about, your parents or your grandparents, or whatever the case may be, is them falling. Because you hear about it all the time. Next thing you know, they're having to be taken to the hospital. They're having to go through physical therapy, all kinds of stuff.
For the last couple of years, I've had the opportunity to work closely in nursing homes. And that's one of the major problems in the nursing home is that when patients enter those nursing homes, they have had falls or repeated falls or falls with injuries. And confidence is a big thing, too. They have fallen and hurt themselves, so they become a little gun shy and just basically want to kind of stay still so they don't, have a fall.
Okay. And so I know that's a lot of things. My grandmother, she had a fall and had to go into a recovery center, like a nursing home for a while. Then she got out, and that was years ago. That was back in the 80s. And like I said, I've had other family members who have fallen as they're older, and they've hurt something or broken something and had to go through a lot of therapy. So that is just a big problem with older adults.
Another thing to consider, too, the three systems of balance are your eyes, your ears, and then your joint receptors. As we age, our eyes kind of go down.
Yeah. I have to look at the screen real carefully.
Sometimes our ears don't function like they should. Mm-hmm. And then people who have had injuries or even diabetic neuropathy, that's a problem, too. Lose some of their joint reception. So there's those three systems, and as they age, our balance will decrease as well.
Yeah. Sometimes when I get up from this chair after sitting here for an hour, the staff probably wonders if I'm going to make it actually to the door, because I'm holding on to the counter around here because of the pain. I've got two bulging discs in my lower back and a tilted hip, so I have to get things moving a little bit after sitting a little bit. So I understand what you mean. Sometimes if I stand just straight up, I got to catch something.
Right. We call this type of patient furniture walkers.
Well, I've never been called a furniture walker before, but I guess I am, at least when I first started off. How about you, Bob? Are you a furniture walker yet?
Oh, no.
Not yet. Yeah, Bob can get right up and walk right out. But if I sit here for a while, I have to hold on to something. Then once I get moving, then I'm okay. It's like that TV commercial one that time said, a body at rest stays at rest, a body in motion stays in motion.
That's right.
And so that's one thing I'm trying to do, get out there and to do more moving, walking, things of that sort, and because that's so important. The exercise is so important.
That is very important.
And so who we have in this morning is Dr. Tom Smith, Dr. Holly Stevens, with a brand new physical therapy location here in town, Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. They'll have their ribbon cutting and grand opening on Friday, even though they open for business today, this morning. And we'll be there broadcasting, letting folks know all about what's going on at your location. I look forward to seeing y'all's facility there and what you do for folks, and meeting Penny and just having a good old time down there.
Come by and see us anytime.
Yeah, and we appreciate the tumblers and the T-shirts and stuff like that. And folks, just go by and see them. Their phone number is 912-256-5610, 912-256-5610. Physical, and that's FYZICAL, Therapy and Balance Centers here in Jesup.
They can also look us up on Facebook, too.
They can look you up on Facebook, too. But remember now, you got to spell it FYZICAL.
It's spelled different because we are different.
Tom Smith and Holly Stevens. Bob, any questions or comments for our guest this morning?
I just wonder, if people get out of the hospital and they have to go to physical therapy, did the doctors recommend y'all would?
Yes, we have to get a doctor's referral and come see us, and then we can take it from there.
I gotcha.
Okay. And we wish y'all much success. And
we're very excited.
Thriving practice here in Jesup, and as you help folks with their physical therapy needs. Okay?
Well, we're excited. Thank you for having us on.
Okay. 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. More of the world-famous Butch and Bob Show in a minute.
Tradition. Excellence. Do you believe? Hail Southern, the home of champions. To the body, to the head, you did it! He did it! We're stopping the nation! Touchdown, Georgia Southern! Hear every game right here on the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
Station for Georgia Southern Eagle football, WIFO 105.5 FM.
Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, back to work and school. We'll begin the day with partly cloudy skies. It's going to be a hot one. Highs climb close to 90 degrees. Today and tomorrow, we'll have a good mix of sunshine, high clouds, and both afternoons have a 40% chance of showers and storms. On Wednesday, a little more sunshine, lesser chance of showers, highs in the low 90s. I'm Georgia meteorologist Laura Huckabee in the GNN Weather Center.
105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. And Bob, it's always good to see new businesses open here in Jesup.
I say it's a good location. I say it's good to see that shopping center full. I say Papa John's in there now, the Eye Center, now physical therapy.
And Piggly Wiggly and
Chicheros, the whole complex is now full, so it's good to see.
I think they got one more location in there somewhere. Talking to Jody about it the other day. I think they have one more somewhere in there. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's to the left pig. But it's good to see that filled up. I know that was a big dream of Jody and the folks that were involved with her at the time. And still, it's their baby. They're looking after it and making sure everybody in there is happy and filling that thing up.
It's good to have that local grocery store.
Yes, it is. I went in there last Thursday and got my groceries, got my 10% senior citizen discount off, and put the name there in the spin what you win at Piggly Wiggly in that box there, and they didn't call my name Friday, so I didn't win.
I haven't won yet.
I haven't won, but just put your receipt in there, a copy of your receipt in that box.
And get a chance. So.
Every single Friday, David Boone, the manager there, draws that name out there. Like the week before, when he it was a guy who won $350-something worth of groceries, because that's what he spent. So he gets a Piggly Wiggly card for $350, and he can use that at his convenience. Have you seen that dry ice in there they have at Piggly Wiggly? That is something else. You ought to see the dry ice there, right next to the ice machine. I think, was it 5 times colder, he says, or something like that? 5 to 7 times colder than regular ice. Of course, it doesn't melt with the water all over your stuff. It just evaporates. Well, glad you had a good trip up there to Columbia, South Carolina, and Georgia whipping up on South Carolina. People said that South Carolina was going to have some problems this year, and it looks that way, doesn't it?
I don't think any problem. I said they said Georgia's going to have problems beating South Carolina, so I'm glad they went up there and handled business. But in the second half, they came out, that interception set the tone, kind of punched him in the mouth early, like I said, took him out of the game. So the game was never in doubt. Georgia, like I said, it started off great. I love the fact that Georgia comes out with the American flag leading the charge. So I don't know if Kirby started that new this year. They did that up in Athens. They did South Carolina. The first flag is the American flag coming out with a team. So I like that. So it's just, Georgia, when like I said, I had a good seat. I was in row 6. You heard about these linemen they recruited, how big they are.
Mm-hmm.
That kid from New York, that Isaiah Wilson, I mean, these guys are massive. That is one huge offensive line, so it kind of helps. And Jake Fromm played well. Just said a lot of talent. Kirby stockpiled that talent. You can just see rotating at players, just like Alabama used to do. I said he brought that. He learned from the best. He learned from Saban. He's brought that blueprint to Athens, and he's done a good job since he's got there. So a lot of excitement. The fact that Kentucky beat Florida, like I said, we're only 2 weeks into the season, already got a game lead over both Florida and South Carolina. So looks like they're set to get that SEC East, and
I sure hope so.
Go back to the championship game. Hopefully get back in the playoff game. But that's a long season. Got to worry about injuries. A lot of games just to play. Right.
But just started.
It was an impressive win. I said a lot of people thought that game was going to be a close game, but it just third quarter Georgia just scored those 14 points quickly and took control when the game was never in doubt.
Yeah. Well, the good game there on Saturday was close. Was that Clemson Texas A&M game there? That was a
wild, crazy game. I said Jimbo Fisher still upset about that call where they thought they had the ball first and goal at the 1, but they said it went out of the end zone. So, but they did come back, get the touchdown. But 2-point conversion play just didn't. I didn't understand the 2-point conversion play. Just wasn't much imagination there. So Clemson winds up winning by 2, 28-26. But it was a good ball game.
The Jags won yesterday.
Jags went on the road.
Well, that was a heck of a game up there at New York taking on the Giants. It was basically a defensive game there and a little bit of offense there in the fourth quarter.
Right. Good to win. Now they got the Patriots coming in this Sunday. So
Patriots coming into Jacksonville this Sunday.
Huge crowd, sold out stadium, so it's going to be wild. Replay the championship game last year between the Patriots and the Jaguars. So I think it's a 425
game on Sunday. Wow, 425.
Nationally televised games.
Big old game for the Jags.
Should be fun.
I'll be rocking and rolling there.
Tom Brady coming to town.
Someone said, our local famous TV star, Bob Morgan. Yes, sirree. You get a few seconds on a Georgia game, and let me tell you.
That's a good seat.
Yeah, and that's what, when you're sitting down low, that's where the cameras are. A lot of times you can't get on TV that way because they're going. Were you on the Georgia side or the South Carolina side?
On the Georgia side.
The Georgia side, so right behind Kirby in the gang there, huh?
Yeah. All the Carolina fans left. See, that's what it didn't have anybody else. They were gone by the time they took that picture.
So you've seen the picture. Were you looking excited? Were you just sitting there, yawning, looking around? Was it between plays? Usually they do it between plays.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. But that's something else. Absolutely something else. Did that happen? And I'm glad it did. I'm glad it did, that you got that little bit of TV fame there from the Georgia game. Now tell us your assessment of the Wayne County Buford game from Friday night.
And like I said during the broadcast, pretty much like the scrimmage against Hilton Head. South Carolina can't compete with South Georgia football. I mean, it was just a mismatch in the line of scrimmage. I mean, our offensive, defensive line were just much bigger than those guys, so it wasn't much of a game. I just hate Shamar took that cheap hit out of bounds. That's the thing that concerned me. Like I said, he was already down on the ground, and I thought the kid should have been ejected, but they didn't eject him. They just threw a 15-yard penalty. But Shamar, that's the question, how he's doing today. And I said, we thought it might have been a concussion, but they said it was whiplash, not a concussion. So Coach Cribb after the game indicated he thought he was going to be okay, but you just don't ever know with a neck injury like that or a head injury. So just hoping he can be back, because he's a big part of that offense. And Ashby's a number one All-State receiver. He needs to be playing receiver, not quarterback. Yeah, just changes the whole offense. But MJ Fuller's still a beast. And I said it from day one. This kid is just phenomenal athlete. This big, strong, powerful back. Has the speed. Had the big 73-yard touchdown run. Had another touchdown run. Offensive line's huge. Talent everywhere. So, like I said from the get-go, there's 3 games that are going to be tough for Wayne County. We've got through one Richmond Hill. Second tough game's coming in this Friday night. Glen Academy, Rocky Hidalgo with a 7A school. Very talented football team. And then the Ware County game on November 2nd, which will be for the region championship. Other than that, Jordan and Wayne County, with their talent and their coaching, should just roll through the rest of the schedule. And they had South Effingham lost Effingham County, so they don't have much. Statesboro got beat 21 by veterans. So the region is just coming down to us and Ware on November 2nd.
All right, and Georgia Southern won big up in Statesboro at Paulson Stadium against UMass on Saturday night. We're your voice of Georgia Southern Eagles right here on 105.5 FM. But Georgia Southern's got to go up to Northwest South Carolina and take on the number 2 team in the nation, Clemson Tigers, this coming Saturday.
Yeah, they pick up a nice check, though, so that's
what it's all about.
Pick up a big check. Good to see Georgia Southern off to a 2-0 start. Like I said, Coach Munster looks like he's got that team playing good football, so first 2 games have been impressive. The UMass game was supposed to be a tight game, but it wasn't a tight game. Georgia Southern took control of that game, so Southern fans going to be happy with the way the program's going under Lunsford. So, and they said they got the tough test at Clemson, but then they got Arkansas State at home, South Alabama at home, Appalachian State is at home. So
that'll be the big one right there.
All the key games are at home. Yeah, so
I would say that Appalachian State is the biggest rivalry that Georgia Southern has. Usually they were always playing for the top in their old division. And Georgia Tech's really got to be worried about their team this year, don't you think?
I didn't get to see much of the signing. I said we were traveling, so that game was at 12 noon, so I didn't get to see much of the, I just saw it, it was going back and forth early. Tech had the early lead, and but I don't know what happened at the end, but they got beat at the end. So, but South Florida, good football program, good coach down there. So,
well, we'll see what Georgia Tech does this weekend. They'll be at Pittsburgh taking on the Panthers, and then they'll be at home on the 22nd taking on the Clemson Tigers. But we'll keep you updated on all the sports. Anything going on news-wise locally, Bob, that you'll be covering or keeping your eye on this week?
Our school board meets tomorrow. Got to go to that meeting tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. The Sybil Lynn wanted me to remind people they've got a Republican Party meet today at 12 noon at Sybil's Restaurant. Stephen Meeks will be the guest speaker. So
he's running for House
State Representative, right? He's running for Chad Nimber's spot. And like I said, Chad's not running seeking re-election, so Stephen Meeks is seeking election in that seat.
So Republican Party meeting today at high noon at Sybil's, right?
The restaurant.
Okay. All right, so all Republicans and interested parties are invited to go.
All right, we're still waiting to hear when the county's going to get together. Like I said, Thursday night they indicated they want to have another meeting to get together, try to get on the same page, because they're definitely not on the same page after Thursday night. So when we find the date on that, we'll let people know when it's going to take place.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Bob, wishing you a good day. We're world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, located on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jesup, and also brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. We got a giveaway coming your way soon, so keep tuned in for your chance to win. Right now, let's find out what's going on in the news from Fox News Radio.
Here comes Florence. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A hurricane may hit